How you doing? This is Rob over here. Uh, just want to do a little haul video. I haven't done a haul video in a little while, and I only like to do haul videos if I find something kind of unique, something kind of cool looking. I don't want to do a whole video just for golf shirts that you know everybody else is picking up. I went to a sale today. It was in a very exclusive area, very expensive area, on the North Shore of Long Island. Um, and I originally wasn't even gonna go, but because of the pictures didn't look good. But I didn't really see much. But still, sometimes just you can't always go by the pictures. And I texted the owner of the company and I says, "Do you have anything? Any men's clothes?" He says, "Yes." So I says, "Okay, you know what? There wasn't that many other sales. I did hit a Savers. They have the Veterans Day. I picked up a couple nice pieces, some profitable items there. But then I says, you know what? I'm gonna take a ride up, and then I'm gonna go up to this town called Upper Brookville, and I'm gonna see." So I drove up. The house is very artistic. Like I walked into the house and they had paintings and this and that and everything. And I asked the owner of the company, where the clothing was, and he said down in the basement. And that's why I figured out that's probably why they didn't really have that many good pictures, because when he's taking photos, uh, they took a couple crummy photos of a closet full of stuff that, you know. But anyway, I know you guys want to see whatever it is. All right, this one piece, this is just Polo Ralph Lauren. This is like, but even this is kind of unique actually. This is, I don't know, wouldn't even know. This is like a jacket or like a sweater cardigan. It's actually pretty cool looking. Now, there's a lot of brands that I never, I never really saw before. But I took a chance, and the guy was actually, usually this company is usually sometimes they're pretty high, but today I don't know. Sometimes with the estate sales, you never know because sometimes they're high, sometimes they're low. But anyway, this is a wool pants, but this is like a green. It's a really nice looking pattern. A green, wool pants, fully lined. The uh, the brand is Dirk Bickenbergs. Never heard of it, but it's made in Italy, and it's beautiful. So, and it's really cool looking. This here is another. I didn't think much of this shirt, but had these cool hands. I don't even know what you would call this. It has this at the end of the sweatshirt. It has, I guess you put your finger through this. Didn't look like much, but it's if you can see, Prada always sells really well, fast. So picked it up. There's another brand I never saw before, but it looked, anything you see sometimes like with a date like this, this Tim Hamilton. These are like a heavy duty tweed pants. I usually don't like even picking pants up, but if it's something unique like this, button fly, fully lined, tweed. Now this is something real nice, these pants here. This is a brown plaid tweed wool pants. I knew right away once I opened it up like this, the designer, anybody who knows this designer, they know how this lining looks. This is a very, this is how it looks with this designer. This is Atro. It's a very high-end designer, but not everything from this brand actually sells. A lot of the button front shirts I have, they're not moving. Some of them I put out there, for $20 plus shipping, and they still kind of got a couple of watchers, but this is a very good brand. So if you find unique pieces with this brand, and there was a little room to expand it on the material, because that's the problem too, is this guy was very lean. This is only like a this was only like a 30 waist, so it's not that much. It's small person. 30 waist is like a teenager. There's another cool piece. Never seen this brand either. But the item looked nice. So sometimes you take a chance. You know, it's hard when you're on the fly, when you're at the estate sales. There's 1,000 people surrounding you. You know, you're trying to look stuff up, but you're trying to throw stuff in a pile, and you don't know what they're going to charge. But, you know, so you got to roll the dice. Nigel Hall. I don't know. It had nice, it was in the zipper too, Nigel Hall. So I said, yeah, you know, give it a chance. You know, sometimes I like to go wild once in a while and take a chance. This here is a cool brand. You find stuff from this one. I don't know if you can see here. It says, it's called Custo Barcelona. I'll spell it Custo Barcelona, like the city in Spain. Really cool piece. I've sold this brand before. It's you know, you don't see this brand every day. This is not a brand that you're gonna find, you know, just walking around the store. But it has cool, everything has a cool pattern and unique, so it will sell. So it will sell. Now, picked up this other shirt here that was with it. This is I don't know if it's zooming in. Here we go. Versace Jeans Couture. Usually these shirts, actually, believe it or not, Versace, this is one of the lower lines. And they really don't sell for all that much. But this one has the head, the Medusa head on it. So, you know, people who want to style and profile, they want to show that they're wearing Versace. That will definitely, that definitely helps to sell. You know, that literally make it from like a $20 shirt to like a $40 shirt just because it has the crest. This regular Polo Ralph Lauren, but this is nice. I think someone really liked this pattern. Polka dot pattern. Really nice condition. Rayon, which is really nice. I haven't really been picking this brand up. The button fronts, they've been kind of moving slowly. But it was a nice condition. Looked like all the buttons were there. They weren't broken. No, you know, usually you get them, the buttons or half of them are cracked from the dry cleaner. But it's nice, picked it up. These here are really nice. I thought at first that these were just cargo pants. You know, regular, you know, you see these cargo pants all the time. Polo Ralph Lauren. So I threw them in the pile. But they're, I don't know if you can read it. The bottom, it's linen and silk. So, that you don't find too often. Linen and silk blend. You know, I gotta look for the... So that's pretty cool. This I never seen. This brand I haven't seen either. Royal Army. But, I don't know, took a chance. It would look pretty cool. Tiger football. I don't know nothing about this. This was another chance I took. You know, and I texted one of my friends who he sells a lot of high-end clothing. And he knows these brands real well. He's, you know, better than anybody else who I know personally. This says here, if you can see, it says F Homme. Like home, like men, you would say men in French. Even though I thought this was a woman's shirt, but obviously if it says homme, I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't speak French that well. You know, it looks kind of funky, like this. You know, I don't know what that F means. So if anybody knows, please help me out. But you know, it's cotton, cashmere, blend. Million different blends. This other brand, this cool jacket here. This was cool. I like that. This was nice. Another brand here. The logo on it. Some kind of weird logo. I don't know what that is even. It's called All Saints. Made in China, but took a chance on it, you know, because it has a logo on it like this, whatever the hell that is. and it's got the this is called a Henley button up, short sleeves, pretty good. All right, that's it. Everything else I picked up from the Savers was basic crap. Nothing nothing too exciting. Decent profit, but nothing no unique pieces like this. I like finding this kind of stuff, this kind of weird stuff. But the thing is, a lot of times that doesn't sell. Because you know what it is, people just don't know. They don't know the name, or it's not popular anymore. Like there's a line of Armani, Emporio Armani, and the oldest stuff, especially, even the newest stuff doesn't do that well. But the oldest stuff, some of the stuff is really expensive, and it just doesn't move. It just people. It's just not. It's not fashionable. Just because something is expensive or was expensive, doesn't mean somebody's willing to pay money for it. So, that's what a lot of people don't understand. They just figure, they say, wow, this thing was $500 brand new, but it doesn't matter if it's not fashionable. Like when I went to this house, like when I first walked in, I saw a lot of artwork. I looked to the right, there was a painting on the wall with a sticker on it for $25,000. So that's what the guy's looking to sell. That's why he wasn't thinking about the clothing. The clothing was an afterthought. They were thinking about trying to sell paintings and sell statues, and those are the kind of houses I look for. Like this whole all this stuff here, I paid less than $100. I paid, $80, $85 for it. I mean, I think even just for these pants here, these polo ones, they're rare. I think I can get close to that just for these pants, because they're not. Well, maybe not. It's a little. I don't know what happened over here. I didn't see that. But anyway, just one or maybe two pieces. I'll make the money back, and then the whole pile, the rest of it will be profit. And that Prada piece. But sometimes when you're dealing with these companies, you don't know. You have to hustle them. If anybody has questions, I know I have about 24 people who watch these videos pretty much all the time. If anybody, obviously if you can help me out, if you know any of these other brands that I wasn't sure about, but you can ask me questions too. I mean, I go to a lot of these estate sales. I know a lot about it. I know a lot of the tricks. I know that most people I see on YouTube, they're actually afraid to go to estate sales because, they go there and they see high prices and then they run away and they're like, oh, I can't make money with those prices, and then they take off. But you know what? Sometimes I like the high prices. Because what happens is you see high prices, you know what that means? End of the day, that merchandise is still going to be there. The regular people who are looking just to buy a shirt or a sweater or whatever the heck it is, they're not going to pay up. Then most people who are just walking in there on a Saturday afternoon to a sale to look around at, whatever it is, they don't, most people, they don't care that it's even a designer. They look at it, they say, whatever. Because they could just go to the thrift store if they wanted and buy, cheaper stuff. So what that usually means is, that merchandise is going to be left over at the end of the day. And then you can go back at the end of the day and say, look, what do you want to do? And then a lot of times these companies will just basically, give you your sweetheart deal because, they have to get these houses cleaned out. And they got to make money too, They need, they have expenses, I mean, of course, look, I've dealt with companies that would not budge. That at the end of the day, they had tons of stuff. And I'm saying, like, look, let's talk, and they didn't even want to talk. That happens. But you know what? You just move on, All right? If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.